right, here we go. It's the last day of November. December starts tomorrow. We've just come off of our Thanksgiving holiday, however holiday-like it was. So maybe we're a little bit all over the place, a little bit stressed, a little bit discombobulated. So today we're going to bring ourselves back to center, ground ourselves, steady ourselves out, open up the front body a little bit more to release some tension, to let the joy and the light in, and then we'll bring it down to Shavasana. Have whatever accoutrements you might need at the ready because you never know, depending on your ability. And let's get to it, to the mat. Well, the mat is where it's at. All right, starting standing. We're just going to kind of rock side to side. You can just lift the heel. And if you're not feeling quite balanced yet, and as you come into that center, into the rhythm, you can start to lift the foot. Woo. Really, I need some centering. And we'll start to rock it a little less. Bring it back to center. And we're going to squat down. A little kick out to the side. Back down. And to the other side. Make sure to bring that leg out. It's right in the glute med. Right in the outside of the hips. That's what we want. Doing the work. Excuse me. Let's get one more kick each side. One more little squat. Back up to center. And I'm going to squat down again. And as we come up, single leg stance, arms up. Inhale down. Exhale, steady it back up with a breath. One more time each side. Squat down. And bring it back to standing. Now let's start to lengthen the sides a little bit. We're going to inhale, step the right foot back, right arm up, and that left knee, whatever amount feels comfortable. Lengthen that right side. Exhale back to center. Inhale to the other side. Make sure you're really Directing the breath into the belly, expanding the belly. On that inhale to really stretch out, open up the sides into the front of the body. Let's get one more time to each side. And back to center. Let's do some arm circles nice and big going forward. Make sure that we're not doing the wave with our body. We're nice and steady in the torso. Movements just at the shoulder. And going back. Let's just let everything release. Do the Michael Phelps, I like to call it. Shake it all out. Alright, then let's take our block, one of our blocks. Give it a squeeze in between thighs, above the knees, not at the knees. I'm just going to switch perspectives. Inhale the arms up. Lengthen the tailbone down. On the exhale, sit the hips back into chair. Inhale, press back up. And on the exhale, nice hinge down to our forward fold. Keep the spine long. Inhale, reverse the hinge back up. Exhale back to chair. Keep it going with the breath at your own perfect pace. We're going to do one more series. We're going to end in forward fold. Right here, we're going to hold it. Keeping the spine long. You can bend and straighten the knees. Stretch the sides out a little bit more. Lift the toes and the heels. Keep that squeeze on the block, squeezing the block, using your abdominal muscles, your quadriceps to pull that torso down so we can let the hamstrings release and lengthen while also keeping that spinal alignment. You don't want to be looking like this. There we go. Swoop the arms up, hips back to chair. Press it back up. And on the exhale, drop the left. Let's lengthen that right side. Don't collapse into the left side. Don't crush those vertebrae. I'm going to stay long on both sides. Inhale the left up. And exhale, drop the right. Lengthen the left. Inhale the arms up. On the exhale, release to the sides. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, open the chest. Don't arch the back to do it. On the exhale, once again, coming forward, opening that chest up. Release the arms. We're going to bend those knees so that our torso and thighs connect. Fold the arms. We're in our ragdoll pose. Let the head and neck relax. Release the arms. And from here, we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Set that aside. And we're going to do a little revolved crescent to runner's pose vinyasa. I'll guide you through the first round, and then you just keep moving with the breath, focusing on opening each time you go through a round, maybe getting a little bit deeper into the lunge, opening a little bit more, just seeing what you can do each time. All right, top of the mat. Let's inhale, step the left foot back into crescent. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, revolved crescent. Inhale, sweep the right arm up, back to crescent. Exhale, nice hinge down to runner's pose. Inhale, sweep back up to crescent. And exhale, step it back to standing up. Do the other side. Right foot back to crescent on the inhale. Exhale, revolved crescent. Inhale, back to crescent. Exhale, nice hinge, runner's pose. Inhale, sweep back to crescent. And exhale, back to standing. Keep it going with the breath at your own steady pace. going to do each side 2 more times. Last round each side. Next thing, a little shake out, reset. We're going to do another round of vinyasa. This time our humble warrior vinyasa. So now we'll really start to open up the front more. As before, I'll take you through on one, and then you just keep moving with the breath. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Move with the breath, and you'll be just fine. Nice and steady. All right. Inhale, left foot back, heel down, warrior one. Exhale, release the arms to the sides, interlace the fingers. Inhale, drive the hands down the back, opening the chest. Exhale, nice hinge, humble warrior. Inhale, swoop back up to our warrior one. Then exhale, step back to standing on the other side. Right foot back, warrior one on the inhale. Exhale, release the arms, interlace the fingers. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, back to warrior one. And exhale, back to standing. Keep going with the breath at your own pace. We're going to get each side 2 more times. Last time each side. Steady with the breath. All right. Bring it back to our center. And let's do a little more grounding, a little more balancing. And we're going to do a little tree, a little dancer's pose. So let's start with tree. Let's bring it right foot up, either above or below the knee. Don't place it at the knee. Up tall, opening the hip. Bring those hands into the heart center. Find that spot to focus on and breathe. Release the arms. Release the foot. Tap down if you need to. Right hand, right foot. We're going to start to reach the left arm forward as we hinge the torso forward. And then as we're ready, if we're ready, we're going to activate that right glute so we get a little lift on the right leg. So just stretch through the front of the hip into the front of the body a little bit more. And hinge right back up. Let's find our center here. Nice long spine, pelvis locked into place. And release down. And let's do the other side. A little shake as we need to. Bring that left foot up. Remember, above or below the knee. Glutes active. So we're opening that knee, keeping your pelvis facing forward. Spine tall. Hands to the heart center. Release the arms. Release the foot. Tap down if you need to. Left hand, left foot. Find your center. Begin to reach and hinge with the right. Then as you're ready, if you're ready, activate that left glute. You don't want to pull the left leg back. We want to use our muscles to create that action, get a much better stretch, and get our body working much more effectively that way. And we'll hinge back up, finding our center here. And release down. All right, let's Let's take a wide stance. We're going to turn our toes out a little bit first. We're going to come into our goddess pose. Plie squat, sumo squat, horse stance squat, various names. Let's bring the hands to the heart center. And start to sit the hips down and back. Make sure that we're keeping the knees open, chest up and open. Press it back up. Release the hands. Turn those toes in. Make sure that we lengthen the tailbone down. Quads are active, so our legs are nice and solid in place. Inhale, bring the arms up. On the exhale, release them to the sides. Interlace the fingers. Inhale here. And exhale. Nice hinge, leading with the chest and coming down. Release the arms. You can place them on the floor, on a block. You can fold them. You can place them down with the fingertips in towards you. If you feel really tight through the wrists, the forearms, and the shoulders, this can be particularly helpful. It really helps to lengthen that line. And let's take a walk over to the right ankle. If you want, you can give that left knee a little bend. And then let's walk it over to the left, giving the right a little bend if we'd like. Back to the right. And to the left one last time. And let's return to center. And let's walk it over to our right side. Turn that right foot towards the short edge of the mat. Left foot stays down. You can kind of turn the toes in a little bit, kind of like we're setting up for warrior one. Let's place our right hand on the instep. We're going to block as you need to. Press that right leg, right arm into each other. Let's inhale. Open the left arm up. Left quad is active and strong, keeping that knee straight. Helping us in our stretch as well. If you didn't have it activated and then you did, you're going to notice a little difference. And exhale, sweep the arm down. Place the hands on either side of the foot. Let's lengthen the torso. Give it a little lift. Inhale the arms out to the sides. And let's inhale, sweep up to warrior one. Exhale, open to warrior two. Let's inhale, dip back to reverse. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, straighten that front right knee. And on the exhale, begin reaching forward. Take it down to triangle. Roll those right ribs up and open. If your chest is nice and open here, you can bring the arms up. But if you don't feel open, keep that arm right at your side. Now we're going to bring that left hand down, lengthen the spine, bring it up if you need to for pyramid pose. You can walk that back foot in a little bit as we need to. Now we're going to bend that right knee, hands back on the instep. Inhale, left arm, opening back to side angle. And now if you feel pretty open, you can take it to the bind. If not, keep it right there, left hand behind. Right arm reaches under. We want to be open in the chest. We don't want to be here. If we're here, we can't open. Keep it back in that side angle. Work on getting that right ribs up, opening through the chest. And then we can come to our bind. If you're in the bind, release. So we're all in side angle. And we're going to sweep that left arm down back to how we started. Fine length here. We're going to pivot that back heel up. Bring the knee down. Put the toes under. So we're in a low lunge. Settling here. Nice opening of the hip. We're going to bring those arms up for a low lunge. We don't want to pop the ribs. Tailbone stays down. Bring the arms up from the upper back rib cage. You want to drop that right hand. Place that on a block if you need to. Inhale, lengthen the left up a little more. Turning the chest up towards the ceiling. Get the pelvis out of the armpit, as I like to say. Bring that left hand down. Hands to the heart center. And we're going to do a little twist to our right. And then exhale, release. Hands down. Lift that knee. Heel pivots down. We're going to walk over to the left side. Set ourselves up just like we were on the other side. Left foot towards the short edge of the mat. Right one down. Turn in a little bit like we're setting up for warrior one, because as we know, we will get there. Let's place our left hand on the instep. Use a block as you need to. Press that leg and arm into each other. Inhale. Lift that right arm up. And exhale, sweep that right arm down. Both hands on either side of the foot. Find length in that torso. Give it a little lift. Inhale the arms out to the side. And let's inhale, sweep up to warrior one. Exhale, opening to warrior two. Let's inhale, dip back to reverse. Exhale, return to warrior two. Inhale, straighten that knee. Exhale, begin to reach forward. Left hand down. Spiral those left ribs up. Right arm up for triangle. Of course, if you're not feeling open, keep it the side. If you are, you can bring that arm up. Let's sweep that right arm down for our pyramid pose. Nice, long, lengthened, level spine. And bend that knee. Bring the hands down again. Left hand on the instep. Inhale that right arm up. And we can either keep it here if this is where we feel most comfortable, or as we're ready, right arm behind, left arm reaches under, grab hold for the bind. If you're in the bind, release. So we're all in side angle. We're going to bring that arm down. Hands on either side of the foot. Spiral that back heel up. Bring the knee down. Flip the toes under. A low lunge. Let's inhale. Bring the arms up as we're ready. Now we're going to drop that left arm, lengthen the right side, turn chest up and open towards the ceiling a little bit. Exhale, bring that arm down, hands to the heart center. And let's take our twist to the left. Release the twist, hands down on either side of the foot. Flip those right toes under. Lift the knee, spiral the heel down as we bring it back to center. Right where we began this whole series. And we're going to heel toe the feet together so that we're in forward fold. Let's inhale, reverse hinge back up. And exhale, release the arms to the sides. Little shake out. All right, back to the top of the mat if we weren't already there. Time to make our way down to the floor. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, nice hinge to our forward fold. Inhale, come up to flat back, half forward fold. Exhale, release all the way down. Maybe in a plank, just briefly. Inhale here. Exhale, you can either come down to chaturanga or all the way down to the floor. Inhale, up dog, or you could take cobra. Exhale, let's press it back to down dog. Let's bend the left knee, press down through the right heel, use that right quad. Bend the right, press the left. Press both. I'm going to inhale the right foot up. And on an exhale, we're going to bring that right knee towards the right wrist. Scoot that left foot back so that we level out our hips. If we feel that we're collapsing down to the right, take a block or a pillow, place it under that right hip so we stay up and level. Let's inhale, fine lengthen our spine. And on an exhale, let's release forward into sleeping pigeon. Walk it back up. Find our length again. And we can choose to either keep it here, or if we're able, use that hamstring, bend that left foot, right hand, grab hold, a little more opening. Maybe I want to do my left or right. Grab hold. Depends on your flexibility and how you feel. If you want a little twist, or if you don't want a little twist. Right now, left and left works best for me. Release. Let's bring it back to our down dog. Inhale our left foot up. On an exhale, left knee, left wrist. Scoot that right foot back, level up the hips. Prop underneath the left as you need to. Find length. And then we'll release to our pigeon. Let's walk it back up. Finding length again. We can choose to either keep it here, or we can grab hold of that foot, right or left hand, depending on the level of openness you're looking for and that you're capable of at this moment. Release the foot. Step it back to our down dog last time. And let's bring it to seated. And the left one in, right leg out. Quad active, keeping that foot down. Let's inhale the arms up. And on the exhale, right hand reaches for that right foot. Left hand keeps that left knee down. Left shoulder rolls back and open. Release on an exhale. And then let's switch. Right one in, left one out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left hand towards the left foot. Keep that right knee down, right shoulder rolls back and open. Release on an exhale. And I'm going to bring both legs out wide. Find our center here. Off nice and tall. We're going to kind of rotate to our left. Place our hands on either side of our left leg. We're going to use that inner quad muscle. Give it a little tap. Let it know it's about to do some work. Quad, our abdomen. We're going to give that leg a little lift. A little lift. Might not be much. It's probably not going to be much. One more time. Okay. Over to the right. Same thing. Take that right inner quad up. And give a lift. One more time. Right. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinging forward. Use our inner groins and our abdomen to keep our spine long. Pull ourselves forward. Release. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. Down pose. Use those outer hip muscles. Bring those knees towards the floor to the best of our ability. Spine nice and long. Let's bring the knees up. Scoot forward a little bit. Nice long spine. Hinge back till we feel some activation. Bring the arms forward. Lift the feet. And if you're ready and able, you can straighten the knees. Or keep them as they were. Bring the feet down. Well, let's slide it all the way back. Alright. Feet flat, about hip width apart. Arms at our sides. Exhale, lift those hips up. Tuck the tailbone under into bridge. Release the hips down. Let's take happy baby. Release happy baby. Feet flat again, hip width apart. And we're going to come up to bridge again. This time, if you'd like, you can clasp your hands beneath you. A little more lift. A little more opening in the chest and shoulders. Release back down, back to happy baby. Release, happy baby. And we're going to come up to bridge one more time, or if we like, we could take it to wheel pose. So any one of the three variations, bridge with arms at your side, bridge with arms clasped beneath you, or into our wheel pose. And release back down. Happy baby, one last time. And release. Extend those legs out on the floor. Bring the heels together and then let them relax. Arms overhead, interlace the fingers. Nice big deep inhale. Gathering up all your tension. Flex all your muscles. Make a face. Hold it. Hold everything. Exhale and release. Let it all go. Bring your arms to your sides. And take Shavasana. Let's roll it over onto the right or left side to the fetal pose. And let's press it back up to seated. Nice tall long spine. Inhale, lengthen the arms up last time. And exhale, release to the heart center. Namaste. Now you may go. Bring on the week. Share your newly enlightened and open selves with the world. Yay! All right. Great job out there today, everybody.